Prince Albert Edward has gone down in history as the party prince. He was once at the helm of London's social life, throwing grand dinners and gatherings. His mother, Queen Victoria, was the most powerful person in the world, using this as leverage to keep her children in line. While she could control the younger ones, Bertie was the oldest of 8 children, and so reigned supreme. His rank in the family meant that he was destined for the crown. As such, Victoria and Bertie's father, Prince Albert, attempted to whip him into line and prepare him for a life of service, forcing a rigorous education on him at a young age. Bertie, however, had other ideas. His party-loving and rebellious days were explored during Channel 5's documentary, Queen Victoria's Tragic Family. A.N. Wilson, biographer of Queen Victoria, described the relationship between the monarch and Bertie as something that was extremely painful and difficult on both sides. The pair really didn't like one another, with Bertie, aged 24, the very opposite of his father. Bertie loved to bask in the finer things in life, card-playing, champagne and cigars. But Victoria hated smoking and so banned it in her palaces, accusing Bertie of puffing away in a state of dreamy idleness. To prevent him sneaking off for a quick cigar, she had the rooms of the palace locked. When Prince Albert was alive, he had banned gambling at the palace and rationed the wine. But when Bertie moved into Marlborough House in central London, the narrator noted, he was set on making the most of his newfound freedom and life of pleasure. The move was intended to integrate Bertie into London life and prepare him for his role as king, meeting and making acquaintances with the right people. However, Professor Jane Ridley, author of Bertie, A Life of Edward VII, told the documentary, Victoria had this idea that Bertie was going to be the social sovereign and be the leader of London society, and that he was going to set an example of good behaviour. But anything more unlikely than that Bertie should have led a moral example. It was an extraordinary sort of self-delusion that Victoria thought this would happen. At Marlborough House, Bertie threw fashionable parties and took up what has been desired as a social leader role. Professor Ridley continued, Bertie took an almost childish delight in staying up really late, and playing cards or just drinking and talking, all the things that Victoria disapproved of. Yet, the narrator noted, but nothing would stop Bertie. The more his mother complained, the more he partied. Victoria despaired of him. While Bertie undertook public duties like working on royal commissions in the field of social issues, Victoria denied him the role of her deputy until 1898. He was 59 years old when he became king on January 22, 1901, when his mother passed away. The coronation was set for June 26, 1902, but only 2 days beforehand the king was forced to postpone it until the 9th of August, owing to an attack of appendicitis which required an emergency operation. His main interests were in foreign affairs, and military and naval matters. Speaking both French and German, he made a number of trips abroad. He played a serious role in encouraging military and naval reforms, pressing for the reform of the Army Medical Service and the modernization of the Home Fleet, and was briefly involved in the 1901 constitutional crisis. However, he died before the situation was resolved, on May 6, aged 68.